Now I have the Perfection song stuck in my head. If you guys don't know what it is, just type it in on YouTube.
Another thing in the 90s. Another thing in the 90s.
Put the pieces into the slot, make the right selection. So pop goes Perfection. In the bottom left-hand position as the yellow Protoss, we have Root T1.
T1 will be facing off against not Sella, who's playing as a Protoss player. It's Puzzle from Team Slayers. Puzzle was a lot like Alicia, busted onto the scene as kind of this prodigious Protoss who plays at an incredible APM. Look at his APM right now, Andre. Just press Shift C. Shift C. Shift C.
Shift C.
It's so funny. You push M, which is like his efficient APM. But this is the APM that Puzzle plays at one of the fastest players in the entire realm of StarCraft 2. Loves playing at incredible speeds. Now, whether people argue about efficiency or not, it's impressive because he sustains his 400, 500 APM for the entire game.
That's pretty crazy. Obviously, Alicia, gosh, we just got done talking. Puzzle is one of the most fantastic PvPers as well. And we've seen him utilize his APM to great effect with his micro. His micro is actually phenomenal in this matchup, and it really begs the question: will TT1 be able to keep up with a matchup that is so micro intensive, which is, probably the cornerstones of this match? Was I muted? No.
No.
Oh.
What?
I just heard myself for the first time now. Never mind.
You're right there, Andre.
Yeah.
You told me you were sick, but you start hearing voices
crazy.
and whatnot, and a little bit more serious than just a head cold. We do see a very quick second gas from Puzzle. Now, Puzzle has shown that he can do everything in PvP. He can cheese, he can proxy gate, he can open standard 1-gate robo into expand and play Colossus style. He can play very interesting styles. He can play Phoenix, he can play Blink, so there's nothing that you can really predict. And the same actually goes for TT1. We've seen him do really cool things. I've been watching him practice against Rotterdam as well. Rotterdam is one of TT1's practice partners, and that goes to show you the testament of the skill of our casters. And TT1's been playing with a lot of robo play as well, maybe even speed prisms with double immortals and a Colossus push without thermal lance. That's something that we've seen him do on this map specifically when he played up against Night End. So there's just different kinds of styles that we can see, but I'm really interested to see how things evolve from here.
If you guys don't know, in this PvP, normally the beginning stage, the overall goal, if you're looking to play into macro, is how do I get into that mid-game with using the least amount of gas in that early stage. So if I can just be a little bit more forward-thinking, have all my gas concentrated in whether it's Stalkers, Immortals, those units that scale pretty well at that end-game stage, then I'm looking really, really good. Stargate actually goes down.
Yeah.
And what I was about to say, actually, is that Puzzle played a much more aggressive role in getting gas. He got gas really, really fast, getting it before 18. Normally, we get to see the second gas go down at around 21. Now, he stuck 2 probes on those both times. And doing that, it's a little bit safer. He can defend against a lot of 4 gates, etc., etc., etc. But right now, you can see how cheeky he's being.
Yeah, no, this is a build that Puzzle loves to do. His style specifically is to get 2 Zealots and a Sentry to be safe early on against any Zealot Stalker poke. And he chrono boosts them out immediately, but saves a lot of chrono boost then for his Phoenixes. He doesn't really chrono boost his Warp Gate as much. You can see TT1's is a lot farther along than Puzzle's, but that's completely okay with him. Now, TT1, we talk about how he loves robo play on Shakura's Plateau. He depends on how he reacts to these Phoenixes, though, because that can completely throw a wrench in anything. Phoenixes are just one of these weird wild cards that people don't necessarily know how to play, because even if you transition to Blink Stalkers, then he immediately drops a Robotics and starts going Immortals. And you can see the robotics already dropped from Puzzle. So
first pylon's going to go down here, and what this is to do is just get a count of how many sentries or stalkers are out on the field. He sees that 2 sentries are up, and he's immediately thinking, okay, what kind of tech deviation am I going against right now? I think at this point, TT1 actually wants to be looking to go to Blink Stalkers as fast as possible. He still has little indication to know if it is something like Stargate play. Still, he's going to get his Immortals out and his Observers out in time to actually see something. If he goes through this expansion, I think this is very risky to do. A lot of different timings are capable, especially with the Stargate tech, but a lot of different timings are capable of in this position. And especially he's kind of putting all the defense or He's making sure that he's safe with these sentries, and the sentries obviously die very fast to things like
the sentries are so exposed
Phoenixes.
too at the natural front of TT1. Those Phoenixes can pick off those probes, but as soon as he sees the expansion, there's nothing stopping him from lifting the sentries as well.
He should actually run the sentries, make sure he can't actually do anything. Guardian Shield's going to get popped, but it's not going to do that much. Look at how fast those sentries die. He was not able to get one of those Phoenixes. It would have been great if he did, but obviously he couldn't.
Yeah, but this is going to just prompt Puzzle to also expand, because, I mean, Puzzle is not even afraid to play macro PvP. You can see he's already moving a probe down the ramp and just going to expand calmly behind this. Now, what makes Puzzle play so calmly is people are like, well, how is he just going to play this from behind? Puzzle has a tech advantage because he played really greedy with his gas early on, and he preserved his gas. He actually has lost nothing in that regard. If you look at the resources lost, that already favors the gas count for Puzzle pretty significantly, and that's why Puzzle is okay to play like this. And even the fact that he's gotten an Immortal out really quick over TT1, who's had robotics tech, is also a huge significant point.
So this isn't actually a build order win, I would say, but it is like a build order advantage over Forcella. Oh my gosh. For Puzzle. I don't know. I'm just like fumbling all over today, but this is a build order advantage, seeing that he still has the Phoenixes up. They're going around. They're always going to guarantee him additional probe kills. And TT1 is going to try to just surprise his opponent right here, but if Puzzle is on top of things, he should be able to force field everything out, and this attack does virtually nothing. Look at this. Beautiful Observer is over here. He will not lose to this push. There's no way.
Yeah, he knows everything that's going on. Puzzle is killing off probes as well. That's really just going to force TT1 to go for a giant push. Now, if TT1 loses this army, that's it. Like, I mean, Puzzle will have too much of a tech advantage and army advantage and economic advantage. You'll have probes at the natural. And you can see that TT1 immediately gets force fielded off, but he sees 2 Immortals, and that's going to be really hard for TT1 to push. Now, the big thing is that TT1 has just a huge number of Zealots. If he can get those Zealots in range to damage, it'll be great, but there's so many sentries from Puzzle, and as long as he just does this systematically, he should be okay.
Nice! Force fields a couple of the units, but he doesn't have vision on that top there. The Observer being the instrumental role for defending this push. And I don't think TT1 can ever really engage here. Again, segmenting 4 units off here. 4 units is a complete warping of units. Think of it that way. So TT1 really cannot keep this up. Now he's trying to, actually take out the Observer. And yes, it will go down. That'll help out a lot. But now, I mean, all Puzzle is thinking right now is, okay, just concentrate all my camera movement around here, making sure my opponent can never actually go and push through.
That's actually so key at this point because he's had those Phoenixes in the main base, but he's just limiting the gas. He's going to try to press in here. Force fields come down from both players, but at this point, the Immortals love the force fields because they're pretty much protected against anything. As long as you keep the Immortal counts, it's just going to be pretty good for Puzzle, but you need a little bit more force field to protect the ramp. You can see that Puzzle wastes a lot of his force fields trying to keep the Zealots contained off that ramp, but you can see immediately that TT1's still pressing in, but look how much damage those Immortals do. GG gets called out, and Puzzle takes game number 1, hitting the ground running.
Easiest defense ever. He was so cost efficient with that. That's really, the big problem about Traverse Plateau and trying to push up into a natural at that mid-game stage. If you don't have a way at accurately dealing with force fields, then it's almost impossible to actually press on. You need either Blink, Colossus, maybe even Speed War Prism, not even Speed War Prism, just regular War Prism, something like that to actually either break it or force units outside of that natural place.
Puzzle takes game number 1. And we want to thank iBuyPower, the pre-assembled PC company that you can head on over to their website and buy a computer, and you don't have to do anything, hands-free. Guys, we'll be back with game number 2 between Puzzle and TT1. Will our Root member start making a comeback and head to a best-of-3, or will Puzzle continue to enforce his rule over NASL players? We'll find out after this break.